Alright, guys, so I pretty much owe an explanation at this point. I mean, I've been owing an explanation. I've been going into detail about it. And, some people say, well, you don't necessarily owe us an explanation, but I feel like I have to just to know that we're on the same page. Because for about a year now, I've been almost completely not active on YouTube in terms of making videos. Like, yeah, I'm still on it and stuff, but you know. I said for a while, like, if you guys hadn't heard from me in 2 weeks on YouTube, you can assume I'm dead. Unless I've, like, said I wouldn't be able to do something. But now that's not the case anymore. So, as you guys know, I took that hiatus, and a lot of people have been wondering why. And a lot of people got sufficient answers, and a lot of people are still asking, and there's still a lot that I haven't revealed. And since I guess I feel I owe it to you, here's everything on the table. So here's pretty much the top reasons I took a hiatus in the first place. And I'm working on a car. I've been working on a car all weekend, so if you see like oily clothes, like you know why. My first two reasons are directed towards YouTube itself. Well, there's a few really. The ad apocalypse kind of turned me off. I turned into kind of a conspiracy theorist. If you remember last Thanksgiving, they started deleting channels and shit. And they said it was a glitch in the algorithm, which I still maintain that was some type of test to see what the public response would be. Well, those scared me away from making YouTube videos because I'm like, well, I don't want to like do a bunch of shit then get blocked out or blacklisted or something. And then the other part of that was happening at the same time is, guys, YouTube just started feeling like a job. Like, yeah, back in 2016, 2015, 2014, I was just a high school student or I was unemployed. And I had a bunch of free time on my hands. And I love making videos. Well, sorta. I wish I would have been more original back then and stopped copying people. But, I still enjoyed making the videos. Then I got jobs coming in, and I still had a bunch of free time to myself after I got off, so I had no problem making them. I just didn't make as many. The next reason will kind of lead into this, but my love life flourished, and that's something to look forward to when I get home. And making a YouTube video isn't the most important thing to me anymore. So I didn't really have a drive anymore to make any content, even before Luna came into my life. I just felt like I was turning on a camera to talk about something because people expected me to talk about something. Like, there was just no want to make it anymore, no passion. Plus, at the same time, I'm still scarred from being called a Styx Hexenhammer Light, or Styx Light as people like to call me, back in those days. Because, yeah, I was really infatuated with Styx, and I was, either purposely or mispurposely acting like him all the time and using his sayings and pretty much everything. And I was just a big Styx Hexenhammer junkie, and I was taking in all his material he ever made, and that was, oddly enough, the only YouTuber I watched for a long time. I just always thought he was so cool, and, nowadays, my political opinions, now that I took that time in late 2016 to unplug myself and just really find out what I felt was right. Because even when I was making those videos in the summer of 16 saying I was a devout libertarian, yeah, I was a devout libertarian, but I didn't really feel like one half the time. I just felt like I was espousing rhetoric maybe I didn't truly believe in, which is a bummer to a lot of people, I'd assume, because I feel like a lot of people started watching around the time I was that. But you know, I mean, those were still fun videos to make, and that time was pretty fun altogether, despite all the bullshit that was happening behind the scenes in my personal life around that time. But I still had a lot of fun during those months, like the summer of 2016. And you know, now that I have that scar on me, you know, that's always going to be there. People are always going to remember the shit you did that wasn't good instead of the shit you did that was good. So I'm sure if I get into some argument with someone down the line, they're going to be like, well, you're just a Styx light, or you were a Styx light, or coming from someone who plagiarized Styx Hexahammer 666, even though, you know, you people know I've publicly come out and admitted it on several occasions since I was initially called out on it. And I should have. I should have fucking stopped, or I should have fucking apologized to Styx, or made a video saying like, hey, I've been copying Styx, I don't want to do this anymore, etc. But now that I had that scar on me, I had no idea what content I wanted to make in the future. And I still don't. And to be honest with you guys, I'm still at a stage where I don't think about turning on a webcam every day, you know? And I'm not saying like, oh, I have a life, but I have a lot of things going on in my life. I've got a girlfriend, I got music I want to put together, I have a full-time job that is looking that it's panning out pretty good. For a while there, I was looking for a second job. You know, I just have a lot of hobbies now that are kind of extend out of the realm of YouTube. Sorry about the birds. I didn't expect them to start chirping. But and the second reason was back in December when I said I was taking a break from YouTube. This was around the time I started like puppy love dating my girlfriend. That's still with me. It's almost been a year now. This month it'll be a year. So like we were unofficial around the time I said that, but we were still dating. And you know, anybody who's experienced it, that first like love that is, you know, and I was excited because it was the first time I fell in love with someone. It was reciprocated back, and I knew something, it was going to go somewhere. And anybody who's experienced that feeling knows that everything else gets put on the back burner. This got put on the back burner. My music got put on the back burner. Friends got put on the back burner. Coworkers got put on the back burner. Family got put on the back burner. Anything just to spend time with her. And you know, I wouldn't have had it any other way because I wanted to fall in love like that for the first time without any outside influences pulling me away from that. So that was that. That was kind of like the final kicking point where it's like, okay, goodbye. And you know, I'm not trying to say nobody mattered to me. Everybody mattered to me, but everybody knows what that like initial love rush is like too. And that's some of the more lighter shit. The darker shit, you know, is what we will go into now. As a lot of you guys know that I've made public, I've had a history of substance abuse issues. You guys know personally that I was probably taking a lot of shit, you know, around this time last year. On top of that, I had a horrible drinking problem. That's all gone. In fact, alcohol isn't really that fun anymore. I'd smoke weed if it was legal. I will say that. But it's just the job stuff. I'm just too anxious to smoke, basically. The only thing I'm addicted to is caffeine and nicotine, and I've made a goal that I want to quit imbibing nicotine by the time I'm 25. I feel like I can do it because I've cut cold turkey before and it's been okay. But you know, I think you guys kind of were really aware with it around this time last year because I was fucked up on live streams. I was fucked up in my own videos. And, you know, when you're making it, you feel like you're on the you're the shit. You're a king. You're a Persian royal in fucking gold lace robes, sitting on his throne. But everybody else and your sober self now looks at yourself like you were a fucking idiot. And I drank a lot and I did a lot of shit to mask the feelings, to numb the feelings. Which ultimately, when I got with Luna, I got sober and it all hit me like a fucking brick wall. Which leads me to my last point. You know, I felt like I've now transitioned into a new point in my life. I feel like a new person. Because I'm getting to the point where I'm not, like, depressed because I'm not doing substances anymore. I finally let all this shit go. Like you guys know, I had a best friend who turned into a sex offender that I never knew about. I've had people fuck me over so hard the last couple of years. I've had people, you know, I've taken a romantic interest in, and I've always felt invisible. Family troubles, and I'm not here to, like, try to get a pity party, but, you know, being unemployable, nobody wanted to hire me back in, like, the spring of 2016, late 2015, so I'm like, you know what, fuck it, I will be that loser that just fucking dwells in the house, and just is always making videos and shit, with no life, and no friends, and no social life, and no social skills, because fuck it, nobody wants me to join society anyway. And like I said, I'm not trying to get a pity party going here, but, you know, that's not even me anymore. But you're a young adult going into the world, and all this shit, like, happens one after another, and it just intertwines, and bam, you know, all that shit culminates, and just, it's like a fucking falcon punch to you. And you don't know what to do, so you turn to substances and shit, and you become a bitter, angry person. And, you know, I'm not gonna lie and say, like, I always felt like shit back then. I had some pretty good times back then. And, you know, just because I'm sober, it doesn't mean that I'm not going to admit, like, yeah, there were times where getting drunk was fun, or getting fucked up was fun, because sometimes that was the case, but most of the time that was to fucking, nowadays that I look at it, it was to fucking mask what was going on in my life. And I had to get over all that, and I had to get closure on a bunch of stuff, and I had to move on. And now that I moved on, you know, I speak for myself now. I'm assertive more. I feel like I have a voice now, and I'm not depressed anymore. And I just feel like all this weight's been lifted, and I feel like a bird just soaring through the sky. Like, it just feels so amazing. Like, I don't even know how to describe it, guys. But just know that I didn't leave because I didn't want to entertain you guys anymore. You guys helped me through some of the darkest times of my life. Especially S-Man, JJ, Lonely Wolf, Dark Con, a lot of those guys, and the poor bastards get extra credit. Because when I had no one else to turn to, I had my online buddies. You know. And extra thanks to my best friend Max and my best friend Ryan. You guys were there for the emotional FaceTime calls. You guys fucking put up with me being fucking fucked up all the time. And extra special thanks to my girlfriend Luna, who showed me the way to be a better person. I truly believe that without her, I would still be pretty miserable. And I love you, Luna, and I appreciate you taking the time and being patient with me, as you said. As you said, you were patient, waiting for me to work out all my little quirks. And I might have been, you know, a shitty person in the past, guys, and all that, but just know all that from, like, last year and stuff, it's not me anymore. Anyways, I appreciate you taking the time to listen, and I love each and every one of you. Until next time.